Let's dive into the complete spoilers for Chapter 1137 of One Piece. Ready? Then let's go after the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Before we get into the content of this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let's get into the video. Chapter 1137 has 17 pages. The title of Chapter 1137 is Shamrock Appears. In Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 23, it says, Yamato and the others sneak into Hold'em's secret base. We see that some of Who's Who's unnamed subordinates are inside. The chapter begins with Luffy and his group arriving at the Aurust castle in the western village. Road explains that this castle has not been used since King Harold's death, so he is surprised to see the front door is damaged and the guards are missing. Zoro notices that the front door was broken from the inside. They cross the threshold and arrive at a destroyed courtyard. Road comments that these are the marks of the fierce battle that took place in the castle when Loki killed King Harold. Zoro says, the forces that caused this must have been fearsome. Road adds, as you all know, Loki is a monster, but King Harold was also a man known as the Great Warrior. The fate of the castle was sealed the moment that battle broke out. Luffy exclaims, "Wah!" Nami says, "Huh? What is it? It's scary." Luffy and his group enter the castle, which is also heavily damaged. There are many skeletons of giants scattered across the floor. Apparently, more than 100 giant warriors were slain that day by Loki. Only Jarul and Loki survived the massacre. Luffy notices a skull with horns, similar to oars. Road explains that some giants inherited the blood of the ancient giant tribe. However, there are no longer any pure-blooded members of the ancient giant tribe. They discover a picture of King Harold in a portrait hanging on a wall. It's the same portrait we saw in the previous chapter, but now we can see it fully. King Harold was a bald and fierce-looking giant with a massive black mustache and beard. He also bore 2 large scars on his head and had a line tattoo on his face, similar to Ripley's. Road says, that is a portrait of King Harold, a man who loved peace and sought to connect Elbaf with the nations of the world. He was said to be the greatest king Elbaf has ever seen. Luffy says he looks strong. Road continues, the marks on his head are what remain after he pulled out his own horns, a remnant of the ancient giant tribe. He said that the ancient giant tribe would remind people of the warring periods. Luffy asks, he had horns? Zoro says, that's some resolve. Road explains that Hajrudin is Loki's half-brother. Hajrudin was born from Harold and another giant woman before Harold married Loki's mother. Hajrudin's mother could not become the queen of Elbaf because she was a giant from another country and was looked down upon, as many in Elbaf wanted to preserve the pure Elbaf bloodline. Zoro asks why Road chose to join the crew of a half-blood like Hajrudin. We see a brief flashback of Road being bullied as a child for being an otaku. However, Hajrudin was impressed with his map drawing skills and asked to be his friend. Hajrudin appears similar to how he looked in Big Mom's flashback. Road says that Hajrudin endured all the insults and humiliation he received as a half-blood. Hajrudin's dream is to become the king of all giants, not just of Elbaf, and unite all giant tribes in the world. As they continue speaking, Luffy notices the guards lying on the floor. Their bodies are not shown yet. Luffy says, hey, there's someone lying there. Cut to the underworld. Loki's face is covered in blood as Gunko attacks him with her powers. Gunko enlarges her boots with arrows to make herself taller, allowing her to strike Loki's face more easily. Gunko says, perhaps you understand now? Loki says, huff huff. Like I said, I can't move a muscle right now. Hooded Shanks says, it wouldn't change anything even if you could. Gunko says, low-class being, a chance for you to rise to godhood. Such an honor is something originally out of your reach, even if you yearn for it. And here we are, offering it to you. Gunko creates arrows extending from her feet, marking the trajectory of her attacks. Loki says, damn it again. You'll kick the right side of my face with an accelerated strike. Huff. And when my head turns to the side from the impact, You'll deliver an uppercut with that fist. Thanks for the heads up. Gunko says, these arrows determine the course of my future. In other words, they declare violence that cannot be avoided. However, it is possible to stop them. I ask you once more, Loki, will you join the God's Knights? Loki says, no way I would. You fool. In an amazing double-page spread, Gunko begins walking on top of the arrows she created. She delivers a powerful kick to Loki's face, followed by an uppercut. To attack Loki's giant body, Gunko forms enormous boots and gauntlets with her arrows. Loki finally loses consciousness due to Gunko's relentless attacks. Other animals also fall victim to her arrows as they attempt to defend Loki. In the absolutely epic final double-page spread of the chapter, Hooded Shanks removes his black cloak, revealing his true appearance and identity. Shamrock says, change of plans, contact Mary Geoise. Everyone is so utterly useless. I hope this would go in a more clever direction. Leader of God's Knights, Figarland Shamrock, son of Saint Garling, one of the 5 elders. Gunko says, indeed. And I don't think death would change anything. Does this have to do with their faith? Garo no mi. Figarland Shamrock looks exactly like Shanks, but without the scar on his face, with long hair tied in a braid, and, of course, with 2 arms, lol. Shamrock wears a classic military uniform reminiscent of British or French soldiers from the 17th century, complete with high boots and a scarf around his neck. He also carries a sword at his waist. The chapter ends with Shamrock looking at the unconscious Loki. Shamrock says, the ferocious warriors of Elbaf who once conquered the New World in ancient times, we, the world government, will bring them under our command at all costs. End of the chapter and no break next week. We'll also have the narrated chapter and analysis, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. See you next time, and thanks for watching.